Lesson 1, Becoming Someone You Will Like. Hi, this is Shari Lewis. Hey, when you think about it, isn't it marvelous to be alive and free today? I mean, there never has been a more exciting time to live. Being free, meaning that you can make your own choices and take advantage of many different opportunities. And in today's world, there are millions of opportunities and challenges ahead of you. But your biggest job and your greatest challenge is the adventure of building your own life, growing up to be the best person you are able to be. Because these days you can become almost anything you wish. But the kind of person you'll become, well, that's strictly up to you. And we're going to talk in this program about becoming someone you will like. Now, it really doesn't matter whether you grow up to be a doctor, lawyer, astronaut, teacher, anything else you might enjoy. What we want to think about is what kind of person you'll be, whether you'll be happy or sad, successful or unsuccessful, a leader or a wanderer, a person with many friends or few. Actually, you can be exactly the person you want to be. You can be the kind of person who sees the good in life and enjoys living. You can look for and find happiness even when people all around you are unable to see it. But the most important thing to remember as you listen to this recording is that you can become the person you would most like to become. This program will help you do just that. Now let's talk about your exciting world. In the world today, you can go many places and do many things that were impossible for people who lived even 50 years ago. But something even more exciting. You can be many things that no one could ever have been before. Just think, who could have been an astronaut until just a few years ago? And who can really guess just what the future holds? But one thing is sure, your world today is a world full of exciting change. Everything is happening faster now than ever before. Imagine how long people at home had to wait before they learned that Columbus had discovered a new world. But today, when something important happens anywhere in the world, we can see pictures and hear sounds about it in just a few minutes. And by the time you're grown, a trip to a faraway place, Europe, Asia, will seem little more than a trip to a nearby state today. And if you think you'd really like to travel by spaceship, it's entirely possible that you may someday spend a vacation on the moon. Not only is the world changing, but in many, many ways it's getting better. Doctors can now treat and cure diseases that they couldn't do anything about just a few years ago. Farmers and scientists are discovering ways of growing more food, making better use of land, so that soon it may be possible for everyone in the world to have enough food to eat. In fact, there are so many things that could be discovered in your lifetime that even our scientists can't really imagine all the changes that you're going to see. This rapidly changing and interesting world is an exciting place to live. Just think of all the things that you can learn, see, have, do, because you're alive now. In fact, there are so many new opportunities for you and for everyone else in the world today that it's difficult even to imagine them all. Of course, if you're going to take advantage of these opportunities, you must have the right attitudes. You must be able to see the world for what it is. And this might mean seeing it in a much different way than most other people see it. You'll have to know what you believe and who you are. Tell me, have you ever thought about how important what you believe really is? Do you remember that song, High Hopes? It's about the importance of believing in yourself. And it tells you that you can do almost anything if you really believe you can. There's a line in that song which goes, let's see, everyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant. But the ant doesn't know it, He believes he can. And then comes that line, whoops, there goes another rubber tree plant. Well, one of the greatest religious truths of all time says, the power of belief is so great that men who have faith can move mountains. You can see that this truth doesn't refer to those piles of dirt and rock that we call mountains, but to the really big problems all people face in their lives. What do you do about the big problems you face? Problems such as how to be someone you and other people like, how to do well in school, how to be friends with two persons who don't like each other, how to get your parents to understand you. What you believe is very, very important. What you believe will determine how well you handle these problems. Come on, let's talk for a minute about some things you believe. First, what do you believe about yourself? In many ways, you are who you believe you are. If you believe you can't jump a certain distance, then you probably can't. But if you believe you can, you will keep trying until you do. If you believe you can make A's and B's in school, chances are you can. If you are to be a winner, you must have the heart of a winner. You must believe in yourself and know that you can do what you start out to do. For instance, athletes had always dreamed of someone running a mile in 4 minutes. Most people thought, of course, it could never be done. A man just can't run that fast for that long, they said. And almost anyone and everyone, even the athletes themselves, believed it. But then along came Roger Bannister with the kind of faith in himself that told him he could do it. He ran a mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. When other runners saw that it could be done, several of them ran 4-minute miles. And now it's not unusual for several men in one race to finish under 4 minutes. What they believe about themselves makes the difference. Because you're a normal human being, you're not perfect. No, you're not. You have weaknesses. You may even have a serious handicap. But the exciting thing is you don't have to be perfect to be a winner in life. You just have to believe in yourself. Many champions have become great by working extra hard to overcome a weakness or a handicap. Don't say, "Oh, I don't believe I can do it," and then try to hide your weak spots. Say instead, "I believe I can," and then work so hard to overcome your weakness that you become a winner. Second of all, what do you believe about other people? Do you believe most people are honest or dishonest? Do you believe they want to help you or to hurt you? Are you really interested in other people? Once again, it may be hard for you to imagine, but what you believe about others helps decide how they treat you and how you get along with them. If you trust other people, they're much more likely to live up to your trust and to trust you. If you really care about other persons, and if you do all that you can for them, not only will you help them, but you also help yourself. Your life is happier and richer because of your interest in others. Third, what do you believe about the world? I mean, we've already talked about the world as an exciting place, a fun place, a great place to live. But you have to believe that really is to really enjoy it. If you think the world is a terrible place in which to live, it's probably because of your own attitudes and beliefs. Because you control your own attitudes and beliefs. You can make up your mind to fill your life with happiness instead of sadness. Happiness is a habit. May I ask you a question? What do you think you want most in life? You probably have said happiness. The word happiness would include all the things we've talked about in this lesson. Well, the good news is that you can really be happy. Happiness is a habit. It's a matter of how you look at the world and yourself. Happiness, or unhappiness for that matter, is an attitude. If you think happiness is having money, or more stereo records, or more of anything else, then you probably are going to be unhappy. Because there's always somebody who's got more things, at least more of certain things than you have. Happiness is not what you have. Happiness is how you live and how you look at life. Decide you're glad you are who you are, and that whatever happens to you is going to be an opportunity rather than a defeat. Know that the world is a great place in which to live, and that today is a good day or a bad day, depending upon what you do with it. You see, it all depends on whether you decide to see the good or the bad in it. Recognize that your happiness is up to you. We've been talking about becoming somebody that you will like. But most important of all of the things that you've learned is this. You can do it. You can become the person you want to become. Don't let anything discourage you or stop you from building the kind of life you want and from always seeing the good in life. Don't let anything or anybody keep you from looking for and finding happiness every day of your life. Happiness is an attitude. Happiness can become a habit with you. To get the most from adventures and growth, you should listen to each lesson once a day for 6 days. So that the tape on your cassette for this lesson will be in the proper position the next time you wish to listen, press the button marked REW on your tape player until all the tape is on the left-hand spindle. You can see the tape through the little window in your cassette. If this is the 6th time for you to listen to this lesson, and if you're ready to proceed to the next lesson, which is on side B of this cassette, press the button marked Fast Forward on your tape player until all the tape is on the right-hand spindle. It will then be in the proper position so that you can turn the cassette over and listen to the next lesson.